hey guys, I got a septum, so you know I'm edgy as fuck.
This is a great way to start my video. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your boy JMFL back with a new video, and today I'm here with a new special guest, Hannah. Hannah, can I have a vape back?
Yes, ma'am. Sir? Gender neutral southern term? I don't know.
Alien. So obviously I brought Hannah in today because honestly both of us were talking the other day about like our work experiences, especially since most of you guys know I've worked in the food industry since like 2 years ago or something.
And,
I don't know.
But for me it's a lot more recent. My first job in the food industry was this past summer, so the experiences are a lot more recent and still in my head.
Right?
So,
but I mean generally like how my ranting videos go is usually I'm gonna like ask you like some stuff like how's the experience, and then we rant about it, and the next question it's pretty simple. So this is the first time she's doing or is it the first time?
I'm usually a watcher, not a maker of YouTube. So
Well, I mean
I'm new to this content creating stuff, so let me start with just collabing first. Having someone who knows the ropes.
Okay, don't forget the script though. What do we start with again? What made you want to work in the food industry? Like literally that, like because you said you did it recently. What made you like want it? Was it just like you couldn't find another job, or like?
It was partially me not being able to find any other job at the time, and also I wanted to just expand my resume because my only experience is like with babysitting, tutoring, camp counseling, all that kind of stuff. And not gonna lie, it took me like a couple weeks to find a decent job because everywhere else was like, you don't have enough experience. Like, how am I supposed to get experience
If you don't, literally.
if I can't get a job that is the experience? You
Exactly.
know?
No, yeah,
and
no,
this
no.
place that hired me, literally 2 days after I turned my app in, they're like, interview, and then the day of the interview, they're like, okay, when can you start? And I was like, yes, I'm taking this shit.
Yeah. So for me, literally the first time I actually worked in like food industry, like serving food and all that, was TGI Fridays, and that was my first job. Most of you guys know I worked there for a while. Problem is, the reason why I quit, it wasn't because of, like the people there and all that stuff. Yeah, got on my fucking nerves. No, I was a host.
Oh, okay.
I was a host, so you know there's some stories with that shit.
I was a server, so.
I served food a few times, but like still. But it's like, the problem was distance for me, but that was like my first ever job, and the only way I got it is because my friend was working there. So it's like,
you kind of had to weigh in.
yeah, I had to weigh in. And then it's like, and then I worked at Chipotle, which
Oof.
did not last long.
Oof. Insert oof sound.
Oof. Oof. And now I work at Panera. There's a reason behind that, but we're not gonna say that because that person got fired of stupid shit. But no, like food, I've been working in the food industry for almost a year now, and honestly, it's just like, I don't hate it. I just wish it could be better.
Yeah, you can only go so far with the food industry, which is one of the things we're gonna mention in this video.
Literally, I mean,
One
like
of the main themes as to why it is not a
it literally,
lucrative field.
like, what do you hate about it though? That is another thing. What do you hate about it? What do you hate about
Actually,
it?
I'll start out with what I like about it. I actually enjoy the aspect of serving. Like, I like the people interaction, like seating the people down, having a little conversation with them, bringing them drinks and their food, and like checking on them and all that stuff, and making sure that they came in with their tummies full and with like a happier vibe than they came in with. You know, that's the goal. And I know it sounds like regurgitated corporate shit.
No, that's literally the pen.
Make the customer happier than they did when they came in, but like on real shit, like I like the social part of it, and but on the flip side, the social part is what's the worst part about it too, because people are mean, people are rude, people are needy, people are greedy. It's and the customer is always right mentality is very hard to abide by when the customer acts like a dummy.
No, especially with those who complain about every little shit. Because I remember
also tipping. Sorry,
oh yeah, tipping is another story that we'll go with. But honestly, it's just like I remember this one time I was working at TGI Fridays. Obviously, I was a host, and we didn't have a buster until like 1 p.m. No, we didn't have one until like 1 p.m. So the host had to do that. So I had one wash the front while I was cleaning tables very quickly, right? What they didn't know is that I cleaned one of the major tables that like sit up to like a party of 6 or 7 or something. So what happened was I just cleaned it, and then they went to go sit them down right after I cleaned it, and the woman, like the mother, was literally complaining. It's like, this table is wet. This table is wet. Y'all do not dry your tables. And I'm just like, sweetie, we just cleaned it. We just cleaned it.
Would you rather have a wet, clean table than a dry, dirty one?
No, literally, because I had to clean it because it was sticky. It, like, they had children, the last one, and you know how children eat.
Oh. Let me start on kids.
Okay, me started with the kids. Where I work now, the kids are crazy! That's the one thing that pisses me off. Like, I understand food industry, like, you're gonna deal with customers that are like, yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with the good, the bad, and
the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, literally though, like, I work at Panera now. And most Paneras, obviously, they have, like, you know, you sit down. It works like kind of like a restaurant. You sit down and your food brought to you. Ours is always so busy, and it's a college campus one, that we don't have the luxury to do that. We do that sometimes if you don't pick up your order. We'll do that. But they expect us to also pick up their plates and everything, too. Like, I've had so many customers who come in who literally leave their plates, their napkins, there's broccoli cheddar soup on the table, and there's chips on the floor, and I'm like, you are 18 to 21 years of age and you can't even fucking learn how to clean yourself?
No, it's like also, it's surprising how many people are messy eaters in this world.
Literally.
Like, I think I used to, my most recent job, my first job was, as a nighttime / overnight graveyard shift server at a 24-hour IHOP.
I can see why it's called graveyard.
Oh my gosh. And they used to give me like 12 to 15 hour shifts like on Fridays and Saturdays overnight. And like, it's crazy because in the area, everything's closed after 3. So the number of groups of drunk people or high people that pull up in there, like the number of times I've had to remind people of what they ordered in the first place and that I wrote it down, or them complaining that when I bring their food that they ask for something else and I have to basically argue with them over what they ordered. Or it's like big groups of people from late night church services, or both. Oh. Because there's a lot of churches in the area too, so it's like, there was one time, it was like a party, like this like big group of like Hispanic people, like I don't know what country they're from, but they all came in from a late church service. It was like 12 of them.
Wait, where was the IHOP that you worked on? In Lothian?
Like Woodbridge area.
Okay then. Never mind.
The number of times people have yelled at me or called me stupid, and I'm like, I'm a nice person and I don't like conflict. So for people to, like, I love making people happy, but I don't know how to deal with people when they're pissed. So I'm just like,
well, you really can't, because the thing is, this is what I realized, especially working at Panera, because I had those certain type of people walk in.
And they get all demanding. They're like, where is this, this, and this? You do not know what happens behind the scenes. So
and sometimes sometimes isn't the people who order at all. Sometimes some people come in to complain about something, and you don't know what the fuck to do. Literally.
You just say, let me bring you my manager.
That's what I do. And literally, let me tell you this.
Sometimes my managers don't even know what the hell to do. And they're just like, we can give you a discount. That's it. But people will, at my last job, people will complain on purpose just to get
free food.
Free food.
Free food.
And there was this thing we had to do as the servers. We had to recommend a certain item. Otherwise, if we didn't mention it and the customer noticed we didn't mention it, they would get it for free. So like, bullshit. This one time I was serving, it was extremely busy, and this woman was sitting by herself, and she wasn't in, servers have assigned sections, or at least my old job, there's like certain sections you get assigned to for the night, so you only get like these 4 tables or these 6 tables to deal with, and when people get sat there, that's who you go to. Yeah. This woman was not in my section, but all the other servers were swamped, and whoever was supposed to be serving her didn't get to them in time, and she was like, she like asked for the manager, and I brought her to her because she wasn't in my section, so I didn't think anything of it. And she just assumed since I was walking by, like I was ignoring her on purpose, but I wasn't. She wasn't in my section.
Yeah.
But my boss was like, okay, just take her for right now, even though it's not your section. I was like, okay. And she was like, thanks for ignoring me this whole time. And I was like, ma'am, this wasn't my area, but I'm glad to help you. And she put in her order, and she was like, oh, can I get like just can I get this, can I get like a Dr. Pepper? And I was like, okay. And she was like, wait, how much is that? And I was like, it's $2 something, like it's on the menu. And she was like, never mind, like I don't want that. How about orange juice? And I was like, okay, it's $3.50, which is a little
more.
It's a little more and you can't get refills compared to soda. And she was like, what the hell is, you know what, never mind, just give me my water. And I was like, okay, ma'am, I'll bring that. And then I put in her stuff, and she wanted like grits with her meal. I didn't prepare them. My manager was like, I will make them because you have a lot of other tables to go to. So I bring over the rest of her food, and she's just like, this tastes horrible. Like, I want your manager again. And I was like, okay. And she was like, and I brought her over, and they talked again, and she was like, these grits are horrible. Like, what is wrong with you? Did you make these right? And I was like,
I don't make them.
And the thing is, at the time, I was like, I'm sorry you don't like that, ma'am. Would you like anything else? And she was like, you know what? I just want my check. How dare you not ask me if you want to remake my food for me? Like, you could have just asked me that. And I was like, okay. And she was like, look at you being all nonchalant. What's wrong with you? Like, this is disgusting. Like, I don't even like Hannah's anyway. Oh, your name's Hannah? Of course. I don't like bitches with your name. And I was like, okay. And like I was serving a table right next to her too, and this couple that was behind her, they were just like,
what is wrong with this?
What is she doing? And
was she
and
white?
she was black, so.
Okay.
Which is like, right, solidarity, like,
like
hell,
hello?
Like, really, bro? But I gave her her check, and she was like, you're like the worst service I've ever gotten, like. She basically was like, you're disgusting. And I was like, have a blessed night, ma'am. Like, have a blessed one. And she was like, and she like flicked me off on her way out, and I was like,
cool.
But the table next to me next to her felt sorry for me, and they tipped me like $15. So
I don't think this is the problem. This is the problem with people if they don't work in customer service, especially restaurant customer service. We have a limited power of how much we can actually do because we're serving you the food. We're not making the food. We're not.
And it was really swamped at the time too.
Yeah,
especially
if you're a party. Like, realize this. Realize this, people. I'm stating it to everyone. If you are at a restaurant and you have a party of 10 or more, do not expect your shit to come out quick because we are serving more than one person, literally more than 4 people.
You're not the only party in the house.
You're not the only party in the house. There are other people. You are not important. I don't care if it's Billy's 5th birthday. He's going to have another birthday next year. He's going to be 6. Oh my God, he's 5. Wait until he's fucking 21 until you have to actually deal with his drunk ass. I heard tips earlier, and that was the next thing I wanted to talk about. So, obviously...
Tip your servers.
Tip your servers, tip your drag queens, and tip your cashiers.
Unless they're really, really bad service, like the person's being a legit asshole to you, tip 20% or more.
Seriously, because
preferably more. But
that's
if you
literally
can't
all
afford
you can do.
If you can't afford to tip when you go out to eat, why are you going out to eat?
Yeah.
I make sure to, like, sometimes I'll like go to Starbucks or something and I'll literally give the cashier just a tip.
Oh my God, I love that. No, if I'm saying, have a wonderful night. I hope everything goes great. Thank you so much. Give me a fucking tip.
Literally.
Like, most people will not do that. Okay, like.
I had this one customer come in one day. Obviously, like, this bitch knew I was having a fake ass smile because I was tired. I was like, I literally did this. Watch. Usually I can be like, hi, welcome to Panera. How may I help you? But this was literally my sound. I was like, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Panera. How can I help you today? Right? So I gave her order. I gave her suggestions, everything. Right? She pulls out a 20 and she only had to pay like $9. And then before I could give her the change, she said, sweetie, keep it. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, the change is yours. It's like, so you want me to put it in the tip jar? She's like, no, 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 no.
That's
It's
what I'm
for
talking
you.
about.
And I was like, okay.
Oh.
I bought Chipotle that day. I've had some customers who are mad because the thing that how it works in like fast food industries, if they tip you on like the thing, it's not directly to you because the cash registers are directly to like I can sign into my number and stuff, but it's like it doesn't go directly to you. It goes to distribute to everyone who was working that day.
Yep.
And I had this customer who tipped me $5, and she was like, "I hope you enjoy your $5 tip." I was like, I will try my best. She's like, what do you mean? This is like, it's not directly to me. And she got mad. What is like your general hours of working that you know that you can do? For me, over the school year, it could be like 20, 25, but over the summer, it has to be 30 to 40.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but for me, this is my first semester with a job, so I don't really
work.
Like, I am working, but like, I don't want to load on too many hours, but also I want money.
Well, my dilemma right now is like I have shit to pay, so like, as much as I love working at Panera, I really do. Mm-hmm. Working 20 to 25 hours.
What's the pay like?
For me, I get paid like $9.60 an hour, but like I need a job that pays a lot more because I did the math and everything, obviously, and then they do like taxes off and everything. I'm not gonna get as much money as I did over the summer. So I might go.
Yeah, my current job pays like $8 an hour with tips, but the tips are shared.
Yeah, shared tips are not.
And the thing is, they share the tips with the back of the house too. So the cooks who are paid $10 an hour get tips too, even though they're $2 more than me. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but maybe I just don't know behind the scenes of food industry management. Maybe I have no opinion in this matter because I don't know enough. But like,
yeah. Ava is known to pay a lot of money for a certain amount of hours, and those certain amount of hours are the hours that I need. So I'm not going to distribute it because I don't know if Kava shares that information out to the public, but believe me.
Oh yeah, my job posted that information. That's why I'm saying it. Like,
well, I'm not saying it because I don't know. I didn't do that research and shit. But like, because there's a guy who works there. Long story short. Yeah. But long story short, but like he told me how much they got paid, the starting wage and everything. I'm just like, that's your starting wage.
I know, like,
that is past the minimum wage, bitch.
Also, minimum wage in Virginia is
very bad
compared to the rest of the DMV. Like,
literally, you
Maryland's
can't
like
afford
$10.
rent. You literally can't afford rent at that minimum wage.
In DC, they're gonna raise it to like 15. They already raised it to 15, and they're gonna raise it to 18 in the next year or two.
How much is it here? How much is it?
$7.25
minimum wage
in DC.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I definitely would be interested in voting for politicians that will fight for bills that will increase it.
Increase the minimum wage in Virginia, please.
Because
enough that we can pay rent.
Because the cost of living is rising still, but the annual like living wage is not. So they're doing that and they're raising it in DC because the cost to live in DC is so high
it's
that they can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Whereas in Virginia it's slower. The growth is slightly slower, so it's harder to catch. But like literally my family had to move out of like my hometown in Nova because the rent was just way too high.
Well, because it's Nova too.
Exactly.
Like it's like the thing is,
so,
as you guys know, I'm from Arlington, Virginia, and that's legitimately right next door to DC.
Yeah, and I grew up in Alexandria, so
everything in Nova is expensive because there's a reason why everyone in Richmond talks so highly of Nova, because living there is not cheap. It literally isn't. They keep improving it. They keep building new apartment buildings.
Gentrification.
Yeah, everything is just like reconstruction.
And they're moving down to the gentrifiers are moving down to like Woodbridge area too, and like Manassas, and like next thing you know, like just because the southern half of Virginia isn't as expensive to live in doesn't mean the other half isn't.
Well, the reason why too, also this is why I like the South a lot. I mean, like I'm talking about like the area. I like it because they have more greenery than we do in Nova.
Yeah,
they have more like
the urbanization is spreading down.
Like literally.
Of course, because also people either it's like really strong suburbia in Nova or kind of more urbanish, like Crystal City, Pentagon City, and then you go to like
DC.
like DC,
Or,
and then
like
the
downtown Arlington.
suburban areas,
Downtown.
parts of Arlington, parts of Fairfax.
If you go to Tyson's, literally,
Tyson's Mall.
Tyson's Corner Mall.
Yeah, and the fact that we have so many malls up there, I was kind of hurt when it came coming to Richmond because I was
The
like,
only ones we have is Chesterfield and Short Pump, and those are drives.
and
Drives.
I don't drive right now, so like,
I have a license, I just don't have a car.
if anything, not having a car in the city saves you more money.
It does save you more money, but at the same time, I think I would prefer a car because I could go get groceries. Because I sometimes haul a lot of groceries. I stole a cart from Kroger once because I had a lot of groceries. Working food industry sucks.
But also,
I mean, there's
like a more lighthearted story I could tell is I had this like family of like 5 come in, and one of them was like the grandma and her son, which was like the dad. He like pulled me aside. He was like, "So it's my mom's birthday. Like, could you like do something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can bring her like some ice cream. That's what we usually do. Is she allergic to stuff? Yada yada. Like chocolate, any of that, peanuts, any of that stuff?" And he was like, "No." And I brought it over and like I like did a little Mariah Carey, sung her happy birthday. And
so Mariah Carey,
because,
so no voice at all, cracked, and obviously has no talent anymore. We love you, Mariah.
I love Christmas because of you. I did the whole shebang because at nighttime we don't sing the happy birthday song. We just give them the ice cream and keep it moving. Like we don't, because there's not enough people working at night to like.
So you can sing it to me, bitch.
Oh yeah, because my boss was like, "You don't have to sing it. It's nothing." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And I felt bad, so I did. And they tipped me like $20 because they were like, the grandma was like really happy, like. And I also helped them take pictures of with like I helped them like take a picture together and like all that stuff. And they're like, "You're such a good person." And I was like, "Oh."
My issue is
I just wanted to make an old lady happy.
My issue was that when TGI Fridays sang Happy Birthday, when they sang Happy Birthday, hosts were required to also be participating. So my literal first day of working there, my manager pulls me aside and tells me, "You have to sing with them." I'm like, "Excuse me? Excuse me? I don't even know this. I don't even know the birthday song." I was just like, I literally said this. I was like, "I don't know the song. I am not going to be responsible for them having a horrible person not knowing the fucking song. Get another host who's worked here longer." And the funny is, this is what she said: "None of you have worked here long enough to actually know the song." And I was like, "Well, then what the fuck you want me to do? What, just to clap?" All in all, working in the restaurant industry, I feel like it's great for everyone to get that experience, but at the same time, it's just like
it definitely shows
it's very stressful.
Definitely, but it's good to know how you work under stress.
Because I've worked a hosting job, I've worked serving, I've done prep, I've done dishes, I'm in a cashier. I'm in a cashier like job right now, and it's like I preferably rather do cashier stuff than anything else.
Literally, my last job, we weren't allowed to use the cash register anymore, and we had to basically bring our own change. It was so annoying.
What?
I know, it makes I don't even know that was allowed.
This is
I literally had to bring $100 in change because people would come in and pay with a $100 bill, and I'm like, I don't have change for this. And then my managers would get so angry at me every time I would go ask them for change, and I'm like, "You told me to bring $40 in change, and there's customers in here with $100 bills. What am I supposed to do?"
Literally.
Like, because
it's not my fault. I work at Cheesecake Factory and I didn't know bitches were actually coming with $100 bills.
Right, this is
Lauren.
Who said dudes was coming in with $100 bills at IHOP? You paying with $100 bills at IHOP? Okay, good for you. Like, good for you. I'm trying to. You want to give me the rest of that? Since your check is $80, you might as well use it for tip. You might as well just give me the whole bill.
I can use that to get a tattoo.
But literally. But,
tattoos are expensive.
I want to get one, but my parents will kill me, so. Like,
Yeah. Parents will kill you. That's why I don't have any tattoos.
Yes, on the record, no tattoos.
Literally, if you grow up in an ethnic family, they will kill you for a tattoo.
My
So,
dad was like, don't.
Life lesson, kids. If you grew up in an ethnic family, have that shit hidden.
We're not telling you to lie, but
they won't know. We've had a lot to talk about, literally. And you've only gotten one restaurant job.
Yeah, that's one job. That's my first job ever.
Where do you currently work now?
I work at
like a taco shop, right?
Yeah, a taco place, yeah.
Alright, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos with Hannah, she will probably be back anyways, so it doesn't really fucking matter. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, spread the word to your friends, and also press the bell button for notifications when I post new videos.
I don't know where things go, so I'm just pointing everywhere. What are you talking? I'm just
subscribe, bell button, or I don't know. Usually the camera flips sometimes. I don't know. But anything else you want to add?
Thanks YouTube.
Say hi to your friend. Say hi to Phil.
Hi friends. And
hi Philip.
Whoever sees this, thanks for dealing with my
crazy ass
trials and troubles with YouTubing for the first time.
Alright. We're stupid. Alright, let me know if you extend. Find your dreams. Jam FL out.